let's get right into it.
What advice would you have a guy who maybe sees you in a bar and thinks you're really attractive and wants to approach you without being perceived as creepy?
Don't be creepy.
Do you think it's true women often find attractive men cute and romantic when
You could tell these two right here, they're just way too over themselves.
an ugly one doing the exact same thing is creepy?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't. I think all men are, I assume, the worst.
Yep, and the misandrist speaks. Look at her. Look at the lips. Look at those little trifling ass lips on her.
So,
Okay.
I don't see that.
Let me ask you this. Why is it okay for women to paint men with a broad brush as something to be feared, but if men did the same thing to women, it would be sexist?
I think that based on the statistics,
Yeah.
Okay.
it usually
No, with women like this, it's usually worst case scenario. They take the worst cases that they probably seen or heard about on the news or whatever, and they run with that. What they're saying is utter bullshit.
is
Let me ask
men
you
as
this.
the perpetrators.
Let me ask you this. Is it okay for women to fear men when 80% of all violent crime is done by men?
Yes, I mean that's why that broad paintbrush is there.
Okay. How is that different than judging certain races based on statistical data? In other words, why is it okay for women to be sexist but not racist?
That's a good
Those
question.
are
Uh-oh, she's stuck now. She doesn't know what to say. That's a really good question.
I'm a sociology minor. I'm thinking.
No one cares.
The difference between being sexist and racist. Can you ask the question again?
Well, I'm saying,
Yeah, well, you're basing something off of statistics, and then you can't say the
Well-
same thing based off the. You can't ignore one.
Oh, her friend is attacking her now. This should be interesting. Because typically the sisterhood is really, really real. But this is going to be really interesting.
Statistic and go completely full in on one another.
That's because it's systematic, systematic
gosh.
racism. It's built into our society, and the same way sexism is.
well, right, but I'm just saying that, there are statistics to back up certain reasons that certain people might,
I would
paint
just
certain
say it's
races with a
because
broad brush.
racism is more prevalent and has more severe consequences than sexism. Because
And
in our
we're-
society
whoa.
right now, men and women are relatively more equal.
Wait.
than
How
the
is
differences
how
in
is
color.
Uh-oh, we got some blowback from the friend here. This should be interesting.
how is what the worst that men can do to women any as bad as violent crime of a different race?
Are you interviewing me?
Yes.
She's looking at her like, how dare you? You're supposed to be on my side.
This is getting good. Go ahead. Ask your question, then we're done.
What'd you say?
You said, oh well, one's systemic and then the other is
Well, they both are.
then you said one has worse consequences. But how is rape worse than you murdering someone else?
I would say they're both bad and neither should happen, but I do think murder is worse.
Well, then why does so? Are you saying that one is happening because of systemic racism and
They're
the other
both-
is happening because of sexism?
Uh-oh.
It's a lot to unpack here.
Women are painting men with a broad brush as something to be feared, but if women did that to a certain race, that would be racist. You're generalizing an entire group of people either based on skin color or based on their gender, right?
Yeah,
The world's so fucked up, like, honestly.
All right, this is an interracial
I wonder if those diamonds are real. Those are some big-ass diamonds.
dating question, okay? Are you more likely to see black men dating white women or white men dating black women?
You
See, black men know the answer to this, but this is going to be interesting.
see black men dating white women all the time. You don't see white men dating black women all the time. So,
Black men dating white women.
And why is that?
To be honest, I'm not really quite sure.
You don't know why? Really? Come on.
That's just what I see.
I feel like they might be intimidated by us black women. So
And there it is. There it is. Intimidated. Because the strong, independent queen goddess, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Let's continue.
they might do another race.
I don't see myself dating a white guy, nothing against his race, but it's more about like my bloodline and keeping it pure and black. And maybe if I want to have,
She's not pure and black. What the hell is she talking about? If she's an African American, she's mixed. She looks mixed, but let's continue.
Have children, I want my children to be black. Nothing against like skin color, race, nothing.
I have two theories, and I want to see what your opinion is, okay? Theory number one is the infamous BBC.
Big black cock.
And by that, he means British Broadcast Channel. He does. It's big international TV news station.
Theory number two is black women are often perceived to be seen as less submissive.
That ain't true.
Yeah, cause some
A whole bunch of a whole bunch of people, black African American men, they ain't packing.
Okay, so you think that's a myth?
I suppose that this actually, never mind, I ain't gonna even say that.
yeah, not all black men are.
Well, that's not what he's saying. It doesn't. See, and this is the problem, right? And I'm gonna address this on and on and on in my future videos. It doesn't have to be absolute value or none. He's speaking in a general sense.
Are blessed.
Black dudes dating white women because white women love our dicks. I mean, love our penises. My bad.
And what about the theory, a lot of black men that I've interviewed have told me that they have perceive black women are often seen as less submissive.
Because some black women, they want to come off as independent. I don't need a man, blah, blah, blah. Like, sometimes some black women don't want their man to take control, I guess, and they want to be seen as independent.
But, you know, she makes a really good point because you see this, but then you would see these same black women, you know, if they're lucky enough to get a beta scent male, and just remember that when men see beta scent men, it makes us cringe. It hurts us. It's tough to see, but no, she's absolutely right. But then these same women that get lucky and somehow find a beta sims, which they're quite rare, but any event that they do find one, they end up leaving him for something stupid. Oh, he isn't on my level. He's too weak, whatever the case may be. You see this all too often, but let's continue.
I don't need nobody.
A powerful black woman. We ain't no beta bitch. We alphas up in this motherfucker.
We alphas in this motherfucker.
Bitch.
Hold on, but y'all not bitches though, y'all ladies.
Period. And
Oh, shut the hell up, ladies. Now, she was right the first time.
like he said, and like
You know, and that's another thing. These loyal white knight beta simps that's willing to kiss the ground, kiss and worship the ground they walk on. Miss me with all that nonsense. That shit is painful to watch.
like he said, we're queens, and like he said,
Oh,
we're
shit.
queens, and at the end of the day, we're alphas.
We queens. What the All right, you know what? We're just going to continue because I'm going to go off the goddamn rails.
And it's okay to be that, because if we weren't, guess what?
No, it's not okay to be that. It's not. Because it's destroying our culture. It's not okay.
We'll be doing horrible.
You are doing horrible. You are.
We would be doing horrible. We gotta be strong, or else we're gonna get walked all over on.
Why do so many women think that being
We're going to get walked all over on. We're going to actually find a man and have a house and have a family and yeah.
submissive is a sign of weakness?
But
For the record, I really like this woman right here. She's, for the most part, so far, she's been telling it pretty straightforward, which it's quite admirable. I'm glad she's really taking a stance. We need more women like this.
because most women that are submissive get ran over.
Okay, but at the same time, wouldn't you also say that a lot of men that trust their women and you know, make themselves vulnerable will get run over as well?
Yep, because we got a friend who do it to her man all the time. Drag him through the mud.
And is it possible to be in love without making yourself vulnerable?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's okay to be vulnerable to a man, a good man. A good man.
A worthy man.
A worthy man. A strong
A worthy man. All right, now we're getting into something else very interesting.
woman.
Be vulnerable to a worthy man.
A strong man.
Does a man have the right?
I wonder what would constitute a worthy man to a woman that's not willing to conform to most men.
Right to define what a woman is.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at
I
all.
disagree
Not
with
at
that.
all.
I
like
disagree
that.
with that one too.
Okay, so then what gives women the right to define what a real man is?
Just like they have the right to define what a real woman is.
Well, right, but aren't women always saying like a real man should be this and a real man should be that?
Just like men say that. Just like men say that we should be this and we should be that.
We should be able to cook. We should be able to.
We should be able to cook, clean,
Which we should,
all
most
that.
definitely.
Yes, and I do all that shit.
But at the end of the day,
yeah.
it goes both ways.
No, it doesn't go both ways. See, ma'am, you and I, we are not equal. By no means. Please stop pretending we are.
Often we do try.
Because I guarantee you, if you walking on the strip there and somebody attacks you like one of them hobos, you're going to hope and pray that one of them male cops come over there and save you.
To define what a real man is, and you know what, it's crazy because we can't figure that out until we live that. Until we experience what a real man is. You know, if we wasn't taught what a real man is.
And there lies the truth. You were not taught what a real man is. You were likely raised in a single parent household and you don't know what a real man is. So all men to you are shit because you really have nothing to really compare it to in essence. So
if we didn't see an example of a real man, we don't know ourselves.
We
So
can only go from
like you said, we're making ourselves vulnerable and open to seeing if this person is
Well, if a woman doesn't even know what a real man is, how do you know whether a man is worthy of submitting to?
good question. Good question.
Know how we're supposed to be treated. You know, we know that we're not crazy. It doesn't
You sound pretty crazy.
take a book, just like it doesn't take a lot to raise kids. We're not given a book to raise. It's no instructions.
But see, that's the thing, right? You're quick to have kids raise kids, but marriage is often out of the picture, which is really interesting. Marriage, a family, that's often out of the picture. Find that very interesting.
So it's no instructions with a man. We obviously knows because at the time we knows if a man's bullshit,
While
he's
she's
bullshit.
rolling
If
a
man's
blunt.
good, he's good. We knows how because we're gonna.
Right, because a man is supposed to take her serious while she's over there rolling a blunt with... Yeah, okay.
Feel it. It's gonna be felt.
Why do women often attack a man's masculinity when they don't get what they want?
That girl on the left, I'm not gonna lie, she's pretty damn cute.
Because
They do that to us.
and they're really prideful. So when you do something like that, their pride is
Like all of it, like they hit on us because we're pretty, but then like we're not trying to fuck them, so all of a sudden like we're not pretty anymore. Am I wrong?
no.
That's a great
Am I wrong? She was quick to look for that affirmation.
point. I've heard that before as
Yeah.
well. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you won't date me, so now you're ugly, right?
Exactly.
Why do you think
Happens
men?
every time.
Why do you think men do that?
Because they're thinking
It hurts their ego.
Well, I don't know why it's a surprise. Men like to have sex. And if a man is taking you out and he's continually taking you out and you're not willing to have sex with him, yeah, that would probably piss him off. Otherwise, he wouldn't jump through loops and hurdles to take you out.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. Do you believe that being in love requires you to be vulnerable?
100%.
Okay. How can you become vulnerable without getting taken advantage of?
I think there's a fine line between taking advantage of someone and loving them. I think it's a hard thing, and losing yourself in love. But I mean, I'm only 19. I haven't quite figured that out yet. So let's.
Oh gosh, I don't even know why he's interviewing him. Yeah, in all honesty, a 19-year-old, she's really not gonna have much input or very little input. She's just kind of out and being wild and still trying to figure things out. She looks like she's a troublemaker. Look at her.
Let's ask the 22-year-old.
You do become
That 22-year-old, she does look hot though.
vulnerable when you fall in love, but you just gotta take the risk of being taken advantage of and be confident that in yourself, in who you are, and your identity.
And that's a good point, because often when I hear a lot of women talk these days, it's always worst case scenario. They always bring about the worst case scenario, the what if factor, right? Instead of, like this woman said, you have to take that leap forward. Otherwise, you're just going to continually be scared and never move forward.
But love sucks. Let's get that straight.
Okay. And also, by the way, have either of you guys ever had your hearts broken before?
Oh, yes. Yeah, 100%. Right now, bro. Right now. Not doing well.
And have either of you ever unfairly punished a potential suitor based on previous bad experiences?
Oh, you know they both. Yeah, look at them. Look at them little smug faces, especially the one on the right. Yeah, she definitely did.
Not personally.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to somebody who maybe is like kind of had some bad experiences and maybe wants to learn how they can trust somebody again and make themselves vulnerable?
I don't know how to trust anybody again.
I mean, so far I think it would be.
It's called therapy, ladies. Therapy.
To just not let it go, but let it go, and each person's different, and
Can't let it go. You need it to go to therapy.
try, and if it doesn't work out, you're you. Be
Just
free.
live your life, and if it happens, it happens.
If I was with a man that never beat on me, and then I was with a man that beat on me, I wasn't scared until a motherfucker was beating on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the things that we go through and the situations that we're in that make us. But y'all, we have to prevail. I don't know what y'all race is. I don't know what your religion is, but you have to prevail, believe in God or whatever you believe in. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to make it through. You need to just not be vulnerable to everybody and pick up on those red flags and stop trying to ignore them and stop trying to make people what you want to make them into, because you already know that's not who they are.
Boom. If she's saying what I think she's saying, makes a lot of sense.
What percentage of modern women are marriage material?
Let me be honest. It's not very many. You know why? Women
know
are
why?
in tune to their body. They're not in tune with running a household. They're in tune to social media. They're not in tune with the needs of their significant other or their kids. That I'm just gonna be honest. Women really is like, fuck men. It's all about me. And I don't know if it comes from the fucked up experience that they've had or...
No, a lot of it has come from a lot of bad advice.
We're enough. It's enough. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, wait. Let me just... wait. Okay. Wait, can I just finish one more thing? Okay. And one more thing about that. Why then, if that's true, why do we have the expression, where have all the good men gone, but nobody's asking, where have all the good women gone?
Good question.
They do.
We're privileged.
From where I'm from,
We're the fucking prize. And if
Definitely not the prize, and that's the huge misconception. As I said before, women outnumber men in this country by millions. And if you really start scaling back the demographics and everything, men are finite. Decent men are very finite. Decent men that make six figures or more that's doing relatively well for himself, they're finite. And women like this, they don't like the fact that they have to compete with other women that are around these men. And it's like, normally they would say, well, he just doesn't want someone that's strong and all that. It's like, no, he just doesn't want to deal with sassy ass. I mean, why would any man want to deal with that when he has other women around him that's ready, willing, and able to be on his program? So, I don't know. Let's continue.
women don't know that we're the prize, fuck a nigga, we're the prize.
And that's the sentiment. And that's exactly where we are. And this is why we're having the problems we're having.
Why are men expected to value all women as a collective, but women don't value all men as a collective?
Hold up. Women do value all men, okay? It's just really like certain people don't value, but I value my men, okay?
Well, no, I'm not talking about your individual man. I'm talking
Like
about all men as a collective.
Yeah, like,
That's what I mean.
Value like all men.
I'm saying like, but don't women often say like, men ain't shit, men, men are cheaters, men are liars, But men are expected to treat all women like queens.
Yeah.
No, because not all women queens. Some women
all hoes.
So why do you think that we have the expression, where have all the good men gone, but nobody's asking,
Does anyone have a diamond tester?
where have all the good women gone?
Great fucking question. You know why? Because women, they think they rule the world. I don't know why.
Okay,
but
let me ask you this. Right?
Well, I mean, you have women of first world countries, women here in the U.S., women in the U.K., of a different philosophy than women in a lot of other places. A lot of women of first world countries, particularly in the U.S., they lack humility because they were promised they could have it all. And men should just submit. So.
Right?
Yeah.
Why do women often talk about how they secretly run the world, but then also complain about how they're so oppressed?
Because girls are fucking confused, bro.
A real
He's
woman
funny.
can take a homeless man off the street and make him something.
How many women are willing to take a homeless man off the street and make
Ain't none of these chicks willing to take a homeless man off the street.
him something?
I can't.
Well, unless you're light-skinned with hazel eyes. # Jeremy Meeks.
Speak for other women.
Well, how often do you see that happen?
I see it where I'm from a lot. A lot.
A lot. We just take man off the street and we clean him up. Yeah, sure.
You can and y'all can build together.
Okay, but here's the thing. I agree with you, but it's often said, and I'm not saying I made this rule, but it's often said.
It's very rare. It's very rare. That does not happen. You hear about shark bites. They happen, but they're rare.
Said that women today don't care about a man's struggle. They want to show up at the finish line and pick the winners.
I'm not that woman. I can't relate to those women.
Why is it that a rich man would change a broke woman's life, but a rich woman is less likely to give a broke man a chance?
Oof, good question.
Okay, so now that depends on the person, because you can maybe
Definitely not. Generally, you don't see that. More often than none, you see rich men changing the lives of women.
be feeling your heart like, I'm helping this person, getting them off their feet. But once you get them off their feet and, they damn throw that person to the side because of how they're feeling, they feel like they done bossed up. Like, it just depends on the person. Like,
and men get comfortable. Like,
okay.
In the beginning we try.
But men stay, women leave. That's been proven time and time again.
Try to hold you guys down, and then y'all start getting comfortable and want us to take over the role, and then it's just like, okay, well, what are your goals? Why are you still being the same? Like, why are you not trying to love?
What do you mean being the same? If the guy is the same individual that you got beforehand, why does he have to? I think she was getting ready to say level up. Let's hear it.
Level up. Like, I'm not your mom. I'm not here to take care of you. I'm trying to boss.
Well, what's happening is she found a guy, and now she's probably wanting him to be an entrepreneur or some nonsense like that.
So with you,
we're trying to boss up together.
Yeah, like we're trying to.
Yeah, because they boss bitches. Yeah, we heard this before.
Do things together, not me doing things for you because you don't want to get out and do it.
I think that goes back to traditional gender roles when the man brought home the bacon, so to say. So, if depending on the woman, if she's conforming to those traditional gender roles, then she would prefer for a man to take care of her versus her taking care of a man.
Okay. Why is it that in the age of independent women, a man's value is often determined by what he provides?
I think it goes back to the traditional gender roles where the man was the provider.
Well, right, but why is it that we've changed everything where it concerns women, but men are still expected to play by the same old-fashioned gender rules?
Well, let me tell you, trust me, they're not.
How so?
Because these men out here, they're not taking care of nothing. They don't even live up to the same standard as before.
Okay, but do you think that...
The same standards as before. Do I really have to go there with you, lady? I mean... Okay, we're just going to keep listening in because, I mean, it's quite the silhouette we got here,
Maybe there's a reason for that. Could it possibly be because women expect men to be traditional, but women don't want to be traditional women in return?
I don't know.
Why is it that it's okay for women to expect men to do traditional things like protect and provide, but the minute he expects a woman to do traditional woman things like cook and clean, it's sexist?
I can only speak for myself. So if the man is providing and handling what he's supposed to do, I can provide from the other end from what I guess would be traditional gender roles.
Men have to take their part and play their role so I can be vulnerable and be...
No, so that you can be wild and do whatever the hell you want. You're not interested in being on a man's program and being led by a man. You want to do your own damn thing. Look at her. Holy shit.
And submissive to you.
Okay. Why is it that a man often has to lead first before the woman's willing to submit, rather than the woman submitting first so that the man can lead?
Ooh, good question.
Okay, but at the same time,
No,
if
no,
we're
no, no,
just
no. See what just happened there? Now she's going into something else. She's going off the rails.
taking it back to just a man being a man, a lion, an animal in a jungle, we know who is, you know, the dominant. If you want to be dominant, if that's what you're saying you're going to be, then do that, and I could be submissive to you.
I've heard from a lot of black men that they perceive black women to be less submissive. What are your thoughts?
Yes, that's true. Very true.
True, because they can't settle for nothing. Like,
Okay, now at the
Big truth.
same time, why are there so many women in general who perceive being submissive as a sign of weakness?
probably because they want a mean dude. Like, I don't understand why, like, being soft gets you ran over. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you be
But see, that